Alrighty, sometimes I wonder why I am the way I am, but it's 9:48 at night and I decided I'm gonna make granola for breakfast. I'm gonna make it tonight. I'm gonna put it in the oven on 300 degrees while I shower after it's made. I'm gonna stir it once and then I'm gonna turn my oven off and we'll see what it looks like in the morning. I think it should be pretty well dried out being in that hot oven all night as it cools down. So we'll make this recipe, we'll come back in the morning and we'll see what it's like. So this one calls for 10 cups of rolled oats. I just put rolled oats in these big containers that I have. I don't think this is going to be quite 10 cups though. So this is a 2-cup measure. 2, 4, oh, not quite 6. So I will fill it up with from my downstairs bucket. 6, 8, 10, and then I will fill my smaller bucket up later. So that's 10 cups. 10 cups of rolled oats. Oh, and then it says 3 cups of rice cereal. You know, if there's like, maybe even if you would like flake cereal, but I don't have that. So it says 2 additional cups of rolled oats. So I'm gonna go ahead and do 2 additional cups, which again, that's a 2-cup measure. So I only have to do it once. So I've got all my rolled oats. Then I like to get all my dry ingredients in here, then we'll do my wet ingredients. So 1 cup of whole grain wheat flour. And I happen to have my white, it's my white wheat, so it's a hard white wheat, whole wheat. This is my 1/2 cup because it's what fits in my in the opening. So I need to do 1 cup of flour. So we'll do 1/2 cup and a 1/2 cup. That's 1 cup of flour. And then 1.5 cups of unsweetened coconut. I thought I got it out. 1 cup, here it is. Unsweetened coconut. You can get this at Walmart. It's organic, unsweetened. The reason it's unsweetened is because oftentimes the other bags you get have propylene glycol in it, and this is literally just shredded organic coconut. So it's under $3 for a bag of this, and we use this often. So I want to do, what did it say? 1.5 cups of unsweetened coconut. Again, this is my 1/2 cup measure, so I'll do 3 of my 1/2 cup. So 1/2 cup, 1 cup, and then that's gonna pretty much be that. Yep, that was perfect. My family's getting ready for bed, so you might hear some of their noises or callings of me. Okay, so now we need 1.5 cups of chopped nuts. So I'm gonna move this aside a little bit. I'm gonna do my chopped nuts in here, but I wanna put it on a hot bed, just so I'm not putting glass right on my cook stove. So I'm gonna put kind of some random, I need 1.5 cups. This is mixed salted nuts that need to be used up. So we're gonna see how much this comes to. That's 1 cup, 1/2 cup. Okay, so that's not quite a full 1/2 cup. So we'll go ahead and add a few more regular almonds. So that was 1 full cup. I'm going to do a little bit of macadamia nuts because I have them and they need to be used up. Let's go ahead and just do that. So that's going to be a good amount. Now I have this little chopper. I got it from the Amish store. It's very sharp here. We're going to see how well this works on the chopping of the nuts. So I'm just going to go in here like this. Not working well. So I will resort to a quicker method, and that's my food processor. Just because I'm trying to hurry since I'm showing you all. My blade is in here already. It just stays like that. I'm just gonna give this a little zoop zoop right here. Put the lid on. Okay, it's loud. Let's see. That did it. Perfectly chopped nuts. So I'm gonna see, that probably came out to a cup once they were chopped, but I'm okay with that. I think the ratio, I always kind of look to see how it looks once I stir it in. Rinse that out later. I love this. It's called a Danish dough hook. I love it for mixing like batter breads, like cornbread. I love it for mixing stuff like this. So I do see a couple kind of. Okay, so I had just finished putting my nuts in here, when my phone died. Because not only is it late, but my phone was almost dead, and I plugged it in and it has 1%. So you missed me measuring all the wet ingredients into here. So it was 1.5 cups of water, 1 cup of maple syrup, which ended up being 3/4 cup. And I like to go less on the sweetener anyway, so that's fine. We can add maple syrup in the morning to our cereal if we need it, or peaches, or dates, or whatever we want. This has 1/2 cup of oil. I like to use coconut oil. 2 tablespoons of vanilla, which was exactly the amount I had left, so that was perfect. And then salt. So I think it has you put the salt in here so it can kind of dissolve before it gets mixed into here. So now I'm just gonna mix this up. This is my oats and my dry ingredients. My husband does like me to put raisins in here because he likes it when they're baked and they get a little bit more tough or chewy. So I'm gonna go ahead, this is optional. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm looking for my measuring cup. I think I'll do a cup of raisins and I'll stir it around and see what that looks like. You could do raisins, craisins, any number of, you could chop up apricots. Sometimes though, if someone doesn't like the chewiness of the fruit, if it's gonna be kind of baked, I would not add them until like kind of at the end. You could pull it out while it's hot and then add them until it cools. But that looks like a good amount of raisins to me. So I think we're gonna go ahead and just add the wet ingredients now. I am gonna turn my oven on so that it can be nice and hot since it's late. Bake. We'll do bake 300, because I'm gonna bake it while I'm showering at 300, and then I'll just stir it and turn it off. You want to break up any of the fruit pieces that are kind of stuck together, but otherwise that looks pretty good. So let me put this in here. Make sure that salt is kind of in solution. Okay. And then we're just going to give this a really good mix. It's going to seem kind of dry at first, but just keep mixing. There's a clump of something. Oh, maybe the flour. But I just keep mixing and break up clumps or clods as I see them. Sometimes people like a clumpier granola. I would say in that case, add a little bit more water. Maybe add a little bit more of a binder, kind of like that whole wheat flour. If you wanted to go gluten-free, you could certainly use an oat flour or something like that. So this is a fairly big recipe. It's 10 cups of oats, of course, and then all the cups of the other nuts and coconut and raisins and stuff. So, but I've made this recipe quite a bit, and it's really pretty simple, and I like it. Oh, you know what I like to add, which I forgot to, let me see if I have some close by, is sunflower seeds and pumpkin seeds. Let's see, I've got sunflower seeds right here and pumpkin seeds right here. Oh, that's wonderful. Wonderful. Okay. So I'm gonna do probably 3/4 cup, which will be a half a cup and a 1/4 cup of each. So I have a lot of these containers and I really like them. So there's my 1/4 cup and my half cup. So then I can keep these either in the fridge or the freezer with certain things. I keep my bulk buckets downstairs. There we go. I wanted to see how those seeds mix in. So this is very versatile. You could add some different flavorings if you want. Almond or more coconut flavoring. You could add different nuts and seeds, different dried fruits, different kind of sweetener. Okay, so then what I'm gonna do is to make this dry faster or dehydrate faster, I'm actually gonna put it in 2 pans. I have these big, they're deck pans. So I'm gonna put them in 2 of these. So I'm gonna go ahead. You don't have to grease this. This has oil in it, and also it's dehydrating, it's drying out. So let me put half in here. That's probably pretty close to half. Spread out. You don't want to pack it in. We just want it to be nice and loose and fluffy. So actually, I want to put this on bake. Yeah, that's on my convection bake, so the air moves around since I'm gonna have 2 pans in there. So there's pan 1. Oh, you could put cinnamon. You could probably use cocoa or carob if you want kind of a chocolatey flavor. Ooh, you could add some peanut butter. Thinking of all. So that looks like it's probably, let me put the rest over here. Try to get all this out. Okay. All right, so I'll just flatten that out. Bring this. Okay, and so you can see how really pretty quick. I had all these things in hand. These are things I use all the time. So really, I only got them here so that they'd be quick for me to show you. But I'm gonna go ahead and put them in my oven at 300. When I get out of the shower, probably in 15 minutes or so, I'm gonna give them a little stir, switch them in the oven, and then turn my oven off. And we'll see what they look like in the morning. So I've got 2 racks. I'll put that one on the top and this one on the bottom, and we'll see you in the morning. All right, good morning. I'm just now taking these out of the oven. There's still just a little bit of warmth on them. I didn't even wash my big bowl last night, but let's see what these feel like. So there's still a little moisture in them. This one is drier because it was thinner. There wasn't as much, quite as much in this one. So I might turn the oven back on. I think this would be good though. I think my family likes it a little bit chewy. Maybe I'll ask them if they want me to toast it anymore. But it did great overnight. See, there's some clods like that. And it'd be great to eat for breakfast this morning. So I might toast it a little bit more. I might just see if this is how they would like it. So wanted to give that update, show that, and we're ready to eat. I'm going to go ahead and show you how I make what we use for cereal. Milk, I'll say milk. We don't just drink milk like a glass of milk with a cookie or something on occasion, but we use milk in baking and cooking for our cereal, of course. So I use half a cup of cashews to what ends up being 8 cups of water. But I blend it first in here. And because I'm using a high-powered blender, a Vitamix, I don't pre-soak my nuts, although you can. I just don't. Let me get the lid. And I run it really high for about a minute with just part of the water, and that way it just really blends them up well. So it'll be loud, but we'll... Whew, that's loud. So that was a little over a minute and a half maybe. Then I go ahead and just dump it into a pitcher with some more water. I will add some ice on here if I want to just cool it down right away, or I will just finish filling it up with water, put the lid on it, and put it in the fridge. So this is the kind of milk that I make, and we like it. So just thought I'd show you that. We'll tag it along with this granola cereal that I made.